afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. I'm your host, Brian Taylor Bridges. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News, you all. Come on in. Happy blessed Friday. Happy blessed Friday, you all. Hope you all enjoyed your day and had a beautiful day with your family, your beautiful work day, and prayerfully you all have an awesome weekend, you all. I want to discuss tonight about this Donovan case, you all. Mr. Donovan Lewis, a 20-year-old brother out of Columbus, Ohio, was shot while actually in the bed, you all. He was shot in a bed while being served a warrant for his arrest, you all. But mind you, this particular case is of similarity to a No Knock Warrant, of similarity to the Breonna Taylor case, you all. So I want to go over it tonight, precept by precept, thought by thought, and how I feel this K-9 officer was absolutely wrong, you all. I said it, the K-9 officer was absolutely wrong and out of pocket, you all. And I'll be able to easily show this why and give you my perception on why that I feel this way, you all. But first, before I go off into this, I'm going to take the time out and read the clip just as always, and also share the article with you all. Read over the article, so forth and so on. And I do have in my description these articles and news clip as well. So you all are welcome to follow along with me if you choose to. But like I said, before I go off into this, it's a very sad situation, you all. And here we lose another young brother by way of pretty much what we call execution, you all. Pretty much what we call a lynching, you all, a modern day lynching. Because mind you, this is the time of the morning that they used to go get these particular brothers and slave owners, these people who own these homes in these black communities, and actually lynch them, you all. I said it, this is the time of the morning usually that these guys would come through, burn these particular crosses, throw fire bombs all in your window, so forth and so on, you all. So like I said, the significance of the time in which it happened, and you know, the lives that are lost consistently with these same particular nighttime warrants, you all. Now mind you, they should absolutely serve these type of warnings in the daytime. They should absolutely serve these type of warnings in the daytime, because even if you are a licensed gun carrier, where is the most safest place for any person to keep their firearm? In their bedroom, you all. I said it, in their bedroom. It's the most safest place to keep this particular firearm away from you and your children, and it's the closest place to protect yourself in case of intruders, you all. And like I said, I want to go over this case pretty much, you all, and tell you why this man pretty much executed this brother, you all. So before I get off into that, I would like to read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Title 17, USC, Sections 107. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute and might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, education, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. It tips the balance in favor of fair use, you all. Like I said, this particular case is one of the saddest cases I ever seen, because again, we have a young, innocent black man with no, not so much as innocent, but innocent by way of being victimized, innocent by way of having these particular excuses, or feel like they have this certain right to come in somebody's home and just execute them while they're laying in the bed. They have all these justified reasons why they do this and why they do that. But tonight I'm going to tell you all why he shouldn't have done that, you all. The man particularly had a K-9 dog. This is what the dog is designed to do. The dog, it go in there first so they don't have to fire a shot. This man has been in this situation more than one time. I said it. The man has been in the same situation more than one time. And when having a K9 dog, this is the duty of the K9 dog. I said it. This is the responsibility of the dog to run in there when this man feels afraid or they feel threatened. You don't fire shots first and then send the dog. The dog go actually get the criminals, you all. I said it. The dogs go get the criminals, you all. Like I said, this is a very sad case. And very hurting to see. Like I say, very hurting to see. It wasn't exactly a no-knock warrant, but this is pretty much the type of style and magnitude in which they proceed and enter a home, you all. And I said it, and this is the type of magnitude in which they proceed into a person's home. And like I said, I want to share this case, but before I get off into that, I'm going to read it to you all. Y'all think I look spliffy tonight? I'm Johnny Taylor's son, you all. Johnny Taylor, far as my old man too, but I got this here side from Johnny. Yep. It said, police shooting an unarmed black man in the bed renews his anguish in Ohio, you all. So this kind of renews the pain and the anguish of the Ohio citizens, you all, because mind you, they just killed a little sister, a little 16-year-old girl, particularly last year, you all. You all are able to look up this. They pretty much shot the girl in her own backyard, 16 years old. The case was dismissed. And here we have, I believe in 2000, 2000, maybe this happened in a few years ago, you all. Also, where this one particular armed black man was killed out there, and his family was actually awarded $10 million, you all. But let me go ahead on and finish this reading. It said the killing of an unarmed black man shot in bed by an Ohio police officer this week was utterly senseless. It said the lawyers for the man's family said Thursday, calling the accountability and immediate reform it is smite of police shooting in Columbus, the state capital, you all. It said in the body cam footage on Thursday, shooting released by authorities, the Columbus police officer pushes open the bedroom door and immediately fires at Donovan Lewis, 20, as he sits up in the bed. It said officers had entered the apartment around 2:30 a.m. with the police dog to serve Lewis an arrest warrant on charges of domestic violence, assault, and improper handling of a firearm. It said Sergeant Joe Abbott of the Columbus Police said, in a footage, officers can be heard telling Lewis to crawl out of the room after he was shot. Lewis was handcuffed on a bed, died after being taken to the hospital. Rex Elliott, the lawyer representing the Lewis family, told reporters Thursday that the young man was treated like an animal, you all. He said that the lawyer said that this man was absolutely treated like an animal, you all, because after he was shot, they told the man to absolutely crawl to them, you know, as though you can actually crawl with a gunshot wound in your stomach, you all. I don't know if some of you all had ever been shot, and prayerfully you all never get shot, but to get shot in the stomach area where all of your organs are pretty much, you all, it's a very painful thing to experience. And not only that, you cannot move, you cannot crawl and do all these type of things, and your first reaction is going to be to grab your stomach, to hold it, to fold over. Mind you that while they was pretty much handcuffing this young man, they was telling the world and the people that he was still resisting arrest. How could he resist arrest after being shot in the abdomen, you all? I mean, this is all so insane and a flat out lie for these people to go in there and do such a thing of such a magnitude. It said the killing is likely to inflame the debate over police brutality more than 2 years after the George Floyd set off a wave of demonstrations, you all. It said in particular the use of a nighttime raid by the police had deadly consequences. It said this week's shooting in Ohio comes after the police in Memphis killed Omar Locke during a no knock raid, you all. It said confronting him as he slept on the couch with a gun seen in his hand. It said in March 20, Breonna Taylor was shot and killed in Louisville after the police busted into her apartment while searching for someone else's drug case. You know, like I said, this particular thing is very crazy, you all, for these people to keep sending these same type of officers into these people's apartments, you all. And after 30 years on the police force, this man should have absolutely knew what time it was. But it seemed like more of a retirement initiation. I said it seemed more like a retirement initiation. Like he can go and check out on this one, you know, like he can go and collect his pension after 30 years, you know. After this much time, they might try to make him a police chief and move him to another state, you all. But like I said, this shouldn't happen at all. No way, shape, form, or fashion. Because like I said, you all, this man absolutely had a dog to do the same mission, you all. Had they thought he had a weapon, they could have shot the dog straight up in there. And like I said, there was no need to even bring a police dog in there if you wasn't going to use them, you all. I said it was absolutely no reason to bring a police dog onto a situation and he's not utilized for the job that he's trained to do. We actually pay taxpayers' dollars for these dogs to be trained and these dogs to have dog food and the police cars and everything they got. Even the dog got a police vest, you all. You know, even the dog has a police vest. So why didn't they use this particular police dog to go in there and drag him out? They usually put these caps on these police dogs as well so they can pretty much bite you harder. You know, there's some sick things that these people do, you know, when they're trying to harm black people or do something ill to a brown person, you know, black, brown, it don't matter. You know, they, like I say, they out for blood, man. And it's a very sad thing that in 2022 that we have to be afraid in our own bedrooms, you all. I mean, you don't even have a right in your own bedroom. So what did that tell you about the government and these people and these police forces that we keep giving all this money to, that we keep giving them these high-tech equipments to utilize all these things, and all they using is bullets. I said it. All they using is bullets. Well, if all they using is bullets, then we can actually put them on some horses and save a whole lot of money. Let them run around the city on some horses, giddy up and give them a whole bunch of bullets and let them see how they work with that. Because they ain't utilizing none of the equipment that they have. I mean, they have dogs and they don't use them unless they harming somebody, unless they biting somebody up under the house or out of a particular camera view where you can't see nothing as horrendous as these type of acts, you are. I said it, where you can't see the horrendous things that are actually going on when they sick one of these dogs up on you like you in a Martin Luther King parade march. I said it, just as though you in a Martin Luther King parade march. They will sick these dogs on you in a minute. You know, so like I said, it's sad. I wish they would have had to ran the dog up on him, then actually shot the young man as they did. But that goes to show you the value of life. I mean, that should be the first class that these officers take, is the value of life. You know, that should be a class curriculum also, you know, the value of life, because a lot of people don't really understand the value of life. You know, they just think, okay, we can apologize and say, oh, it was a gun. I mean, they think everything a gun. You know, eyeglasses, it's a gun. ink pen is a gun. They said it was more powerful than a sword, but now an ink pen is more deadlier than anything they making. You know, you can't have a gun, you can't have a phone, you can't have no glasses. They gonna shoot you for having glasses. You can have a soda water can in your hand. They still gonna shoot you and say they thought it was a gun. You can actually have some iPad in your hand. Anything you say is in your hand. Then people shooting you for talking about it's cool. It's cool. It's okay. We gonna take the side. They ain't taking nothing. They don't care nothing about the public or the people. You know, actually, they want to protect their officers of 30 years so he can ride out on the white horse with a pension, you all. But like I said, this is very insane, and it shouldn't go down because, like I said, he had a dog, you all. This is what the dog is for. It's not. It's so you can actually save your bullets and save a life. This is what this dog for. This man had the dog in his hand. Instead of releasing the dog, he released a gunfire. Pow! He shot the young man. You know, like I said, then he rolled over. He talking about he was in his right hand, the same hand with the pen, but that was the first hand that he grabbed to handcuff. Clearly, you know, like I said, it's sad to say, when they had the dog to do the work, actually right there, you all, it said the city officials, while expressing sympathy for the Lewis family, said that they were awaiting the results of the probe being conducted by the Ohio Bureau in Criminal Investigation. It said Andrew Glither, the mayor of Columbus, said Thursday as he joined Lewis family in his grief and called for peace. Call for peace. I mean, that's what we've been calling all the time. We telling y'all we don't want to get shot in the bedroom. You know, we've been telling y'all we've been trying to call for peace since y'all said we was free and really wasn't free. You know, since you took my grandfather them land, we've been calling for peace way back then. But it seems like it ain't no peace still in 2022. I said it's still not no peace in 2022. You know, there's no justice, no sleep. No justice, no sleep. We ain't worried about no peace. No justice, no sleep. We ain't worried about no peace. Yeah, it said Andrew Glither, you all. It said Columbus Police Chief Ellen Bryant, who took the job last year with the mandate of reforming department. You know, this was her whole purpose for taking a job, you all, to reform it, because these were the type of action that was already happening in this same particular city. But now, as she taking this oath, you all, like I say, that's to step you up closer to the next step, you all. So they pretty much don't want to cross over the feet of their next step, and pretty much afraid to lose the step that they already made. You know, like I said, she hadn't really been in office too long, so she is pretty much petrified at this point. She in a rock and a hard place. She playing with a double-edged sword, you know. But like I said, pretty much I hope that she do the right thing in this particular case, you all, because clearly with these lights on, you all, you can see the man arm coming up, you all. The lights are already on. He can actually see this man's hand before he fired a shot. I said it. He can actually see the man fully, completely before he fired the shot, you all. So, I mean, if he was so scared, even if he was scared, you all, how can you be scared with a K9? I mean, this K9 will tear the bone off a person. I don't care what he look like. He can be 200, 300, 400 pounds. This dog is designed to take this man down. You all can watch. I'm pretty sure they have some of these same police videos on the training of these dogs, maybe possibly on this YouTube channel. I said it, maybe possibly on the YouTube channel. But these dogs are actually professionals, you all. They are actually smarter than some of the officers that are training them. I said it, they are actually smarter than some of the officers that are training them, you all. You know, like I said, this is a sad situation when you can't make a judgment call while a man is pretty much laying in his bed, you all. It said Donovan Lewis lost his life as a parent, I sympathize. This is what the police chief saying, and I agree with his mother. Brian said during a Tuesday news conference, I agree with our community, but we're going to allow the investigation to take place. Yeah, we're going to help the investigation. We are going to help the investigation. I mean, like I said, you all absolutely must need some kind of help. Like I said, you need I don't know, y'all need to pretty much get it together, but pretty much now y'all need all the help that y'all can possibly get. So we're going to do that for y'all. It said a spokesman for the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation confirmed that the agency was reviewing the shooting, but declined to comment further, you all. It said the officer who shot Lewis was Ricky Anderson, a 30-year member of the force. Now, how a man 30 years kill a baby boy in his bedroom, you all? A man 30, because I said that he wanted that early checkout. They sit up there and they collaborate. All his 30 years, he been thinking of the perfect opportunity, you all. I said it. All 30 years, he been waiting for the perfect opportunity to get him one, y'all. Like I said, and this was one on his way out, because surely he should be on his way out. I mean, after 30 years, he possibly couldn't see good. We don't know if he had contacts. Do he wear contacts? Do he not? Do he wear glasses? Do he not wear glasses? That was one of the things that we should ask. Do he have 20/20 vision? I'm pretty sure that we should also know that, because after you get so old, then you need to get out of the K9. You need to be off the task force. You need to be off these special ops missions where you run into people's house, because they usually don't like to give the identity of the people that's on these special task forces. These special units that's within the police force. Some of these task force officers, they come in with masks on so that if they in plain clothes writing tickets, you are not able to identify them as a task force officer. It's a very dangerous job, you all. Like I said, it said the force who assigned the K9 unit, Anderson, has been placed on the paid administration leave. And they always get paid every time they kill a black man. They get paid. They kill a brown man. They get paid. Whoever they kill, they get paid. It don't matter if they right or wrong. If the public see them as wrong, they still get paid. They're going to try to give him a watch, you all. They might give him a whole banquet for killing this man in his own bedroom. I mean, this is the kind of minds of these type of departments, Like I said, they will wait till everything calm down and ship him over to the next state. In one of these particular counties, where there's one of his relatives or something stay, you all. These people are actually able to relocate and change their lives, you all. It said Mark Collins of the Caden Stevens, the lawyer representing the Anderson, expressed sympathy for the Lewis family in a statement. Police officers are forced to make split-second decisions, you all, when faced with volatile encounters with dangerous situations. They said when analyzing police officer shooting, they added, we must look to the totality of the circumstances. Excuse me, you all. Sometimes I be excited and a little nervous, and I really want to say a whole lot more, but the Lord, he took all that vulgar language away from me. So you all bear with me. Sometimes when I stop and pause, I'm actually thinking of a substitute word that I actually want to say, you all. So like I said, thank you all for kind of understanding these things. It said Lewis was killed. Lewis was killed the third police shooting. It said in the city in the past week. It said this was the third police shooting in this city in the past week. According to the Columbus Urban League, a nonprofit community organization that seeks to empower Black America, you all. It said Elliott, the attorney representing the Lewis family, describes the officer's action as reckless and unexcusable, you all. It said during the news conference Thursday, he was accompanied by Lewis's parents, siblings, grandmother, and auntie, you all. It said relatives wept as Elliott replayed the footage of his shooting. It said, while we support the investigation announced on Tuesday, the police chief Brian said Thursday also, no question that the videos is all, everything, every single one of us see exactly what happens in the early morning hours of August the 30th, Elliott said. It said there was no justification for the police to shoot an unarmed man trying to get out of the bed as the officer instructed him to do. And like I said, that was another thing, you all. The officer asked the man to get up, you all. And then that's the first thing to do, man. You puzzled. You know, you waking up out of your bed, you got lights all in your face. You don't know what's going on. You don't know if somebody coming in to rob you, jack you, get your babies. You don't know what's going on. The first thing, that's the natural reaction for anybody. I mean, that's a natural reaction for my grandmother, you all. I mean, you know, may she rest in peace, but I mean, she would have been reaching. I mean, just imagine somebody busting in your window, coming in your front door, your back door, you know, all these particular doors. You don't know what's going on. You in a state of discombobulation. You know, you don't even have all your focus together. You better be reaching for something. I said it. You better be reaching for something. You know, I mean, what else you supposed to do? These people are insane. You know, like I said, and they have every reason for why they can kill us, and it's cool. You know, we supposed to go on, we ain't supposed to say nothing, and be some good old boys. That's all they want us to be. Good old boys. They don't want us to grow up. They don't want us to say nothing. They don't want us to talk. They be all trying to cut your talk. They don't want you to talk, say nothing. You just better accept it. You better accept it. Man, we ain't accepting that crap. No, we done. It said in the video, officers knocked on the apartment door multiple times to identify themselves before two men came out and are handcuffed. It said police then stand by the doorway with guns pointed, loudly announced that they will send in a dog. Why y'all not sending in the dog? It said Columbus police said, if you are inside, make yourself known, one of the officers said. Off camera, a man can be heard saying they in their seat. Man, they sleep. Man, they been up all night. These some young kids. They probably had just went to sleep. 1:30, 2 o'clock. You know, he probably was sleeping hard in the mud. You know, especially he had a pen. They smoke a little marijuana. That man sleeping good in the fan. That man sleeping comfortable. He almost shifting in third or fourth gear, you all. You know, he's snoring. They're snoring out. I mean, you in it. You good. You know, they come banging on your door. You ain't supposed to move. Well, which way I'm supposed to move? Left, right? Any way you move, they want to, you know, which way to stand up, sit down, you go left, right, bow. Come on, man. Come on, this is insane. This is why they should take this particular warrant, the No Knock Warrant, the AM warrant, they take that straight up out of there. I mean, come early in the morning like the rest of the people do. You know, from 9 to 5. Come around that time. If you don't catch them, just sit out there like a duck. You know, get the old banana in the tailpipe or something. But, you know, like I said, it's just too many reasons to justify them coming in your house and shooting you at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Man, that's insane. You know, like I said, let one of them officers run into their house at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. All these people got their gun license and everything. They gonna make the same movement. Which other way you gonna move? You just gonna freeze and let somebody come in there and hurt you or your family, hang your children, you know, possibly do something to them? Man, people don't know what's going on. It said the light eliminates Lewis starting to sit up in the bed, and Anderson instantly fires as Lewis wrath moans, you all. He said he is told to crawl out of the room and stop resisting arrest. Crawl out the room, you shot in the stomach. Crawl out the room, you resisting arrest. I was scared they was going to shoot him again. And we already know the outcome of the end of the video, but I thought they were going to shoot him again. You know, that's another reason to shoot you. You know, man, this is crazy. It said he is shown being handcuffed on the bed. It said the police chief said that Lewis may have had a vape pen or an electronic cigarette in his hand when he was shot. It said Columbus Dispatch reported. It said such an object is not visible in Lewis' hand for the perspective of the body camera footage, you all. It said, but it is later seen on the bed, you all. So in the body camera footage, they saying that they can't even see the vape pen in his hand. So he didn't fall asleep smoking on it, you know. So they had to find it either on the bed, somewhere, possibly on the floor, or maybe on the dresser next to him and just picked it up and put it on the bed. You know, something crazy like that. And this is the type of thing that they want to use. It was the first thing they saw to grab, you all, that they can put on the bed to put close enough to him. It's almost like the little brother that we don't hear about. His mama them hired the white attorney, the one that got shot 60 times, you all. You know, this boy got shot 60 times. They said that the gun was actually in the car, you all, but they put it in the driver's seat. These officers so dumb, they be trying to cover their tracks so fast, thinking they doing something slick, and they actually be criminating their own self. Man, this officer put the guns right there on the driver's seat as though he was sitting on the seat. And they saying when he fired the shot, the bullet trajectory, how can it go up under a man that's sitting on the seat? They saying it was sitting next to the gun, the bullet, and the bullet casing. It's sitting right, neatly placed, you all. But this is supposed to be a case. Man, they tamper with the whole crime scene. The same thing this K9 officer did. You know, they done tamper with the crime scene. When you take a vape pen off the floor and stick it on the bed, you done messed up the whole crime scene. I mean, these people just, like I say, they do what they want to, but the rooster come on the crow, at the crowster and the roo and the crowster. And y'all know what, y'all remember how they say that? What I think Malcolm used to say that the rooster come on the crow. It said police shot and killed Donovan Lewis while he was in one of the most vulnerable places a person can be, you all. This is one of the most vulnerable places that you can be, that they saying in the world. It's the most vulnerable place that some can do. Y'all need me to show y'all what vulnerable mean? The man in his bedroom, you all. This is the one of the most vulnerable places that a person can be, in the bed. It said as the investigation unfolds, some may point to the fact that the police were attempting to execute a warrant when they shot Mr. Lewis. It said as if the subject that the allegation offense warrants immediate execution, Kelly Simpson said, the director of racial justice and the anti-gun violence organization, you all. It said Elliott was questioned by the police chase and executed the warrant in the middle of the night. You all know what I'm saying. And it said, I think all of us in the room probably had parents tell us nothing good happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, you all. I mean, who, like you say, nothing good happened. Ain't nothing out at that time, you all. What good happened? Man, we've been hearing our grandparents say this since the beginning of the beginning, you all. But these are the type of things that they do. This the time that the Klan was at its best, all up in the night, you all. It said the explanation by the police, Brian. It said, well, we do that because we have to be sure that they are at home. I mean, what kind of excuse is that? You know, like I said, it said it's nonsense. that is nonsense. The reality is that the felony warrant excuses every day in daylight hours, you all. You know, like I said, man, this is just sad, you all. Let me go ahead on and share the news clip with you all, the actual video itself. Thank you. Who we got? Christy, that's Pebbles, huh? Hey, sisters. All right, let me get it going.
Into an unarmed black man's bedroom and shot him.
We're gonna send that dog in.
At 3 a.m., she entered the black man's bedroom and shot him.
Yeah, I gotta come on YouTube. I need to see this part.
Stormed into an unarmed black man's bedroom and shot him.
We're gonna send that dog in.
At 3 a.m. Tuesday, officers were serving a search warrant for 20-year-old Donovan Lewis on domestic violence, assault, and weapons charges. They say after knocking for nearly 10 minutes outside, they entered the apartment, arrested 2 people, and then continued to look for Lewis. They pushed open a door where Lewis sat up on the bed and was almost immediately shot. Video just before the shooting, when police say Lewis appeared to raise his hand toward officers with something in it. Next to the bed, police say they later found a vape pen.
Next to the bed.
Handcuffs and later died at the hospital. The police chief, recognizing the dangerous split-second decisions officers must...
What can grandfather say, look. Would you look at this? Would you look at this? Man, this is sad. They gotta stop doing this, you all.
They entered the apartment, arrested 2 people, and then continued to look for Lewis. They pushed open a door where Lewis sat up on the bed and was almost immediately shot. We've frozen the video just before the shooting, when police say Lewis appeared to raise his hand toward officers with something in it. Next to the bed, police say they later found a vape pen. Lewis was placed in handcuffs and later died at the hospital. The police chief, recognizing the dangerous split-second decisions officers must make.
It is my job to hold my officers accountable, but it's also my job to offer them support. And make sure that
how much more support they gonna have?
But Lewis's family called.
How much more support can they get? I mean, they get paid. They get a car. They can take the car home. They get these lunch. They get paid. How much more support you gonna support them on? I mean, come on now. I mean, right is wrong is wrong.
3 white officers accompanied by an aggressive canine dog shot an unarmed 20-year-old in cold blood as he sat up in his bed in compliance with police commands. This excessive and completely unnecessary force has become all too common in Columbus. This is the 3rd police-involved shooting in Columbus in just over a week. The mayor is promising transparency.
We have all of the accountability, transparency, and oversight that we worked so hard to put in place. As a community, we need to let that process play out.
The officer who fired the fatal shot is a 30-year veteran of the...
That process play out. Accountability, transparency, and oversight that we worked so hard to put in place. As a community, we need to let that process play out.
The officer who fired the fatal shot...
Yeah, I mean, like I say, man, they just killing us, you know. They just, you know, do us any kind of way and make the laws as they go. They kind of patch them and put them together, you all. You know, like I said, this is one of the things that the K9 was actually for. I said it, this is what the dog is for. He actually got everything he needs to complete the job. I mean, you got a whole dog. I mean, this is what the dog for. You don't fire no shot and then send the dog. You know, like I said, we trying to preserve lives, you know. I mean, he had a whole family to be looking out of with a baby on the way, you all. You know, he was just a kid that made a mistake. The same common mistakes that all these little kids make. You know, a lot of times they have these same little kids. You know, these are nowadays, well, these kids can be at school. Our kids, this in Texas, you all. I don't know where a lot of you all live, but in Texas, Our children are now getting domestic violence cases before they leave high school. You understand that? Can y'all understand that in Texas, they give children a domestic violence case? That's those that have boyfriends and girlfriends, and they may be arguing in the cafeteria, or they may be arguing in the hallway by the locker, and got into a little push or something, but like I said, these are kids' actions. These are actions of a child, children that don't understand, like I say, the value of life, or they don't understand that they're not supposed to put their hands on one another. I mean, like I say, we grow, we all live and learn, but this man, he don't have a chance to continue his life. He don't have a chance to grow no more. He can't make amends and change some of the mistakes that he has made, because that's all they work, mistakes. I mean, it's just what a young man do. It's all a part of growth, you all. They try to paint the narrative, like these kids are some of the most worst kids in the world. But, a lot of times they be caught a little record while they're in high school, while they actually coming up. I mean, this is the process, the growth process in life for a young African American, for a young Native American, for a young Black Native American, for a Black American Aborigines. This is the kind of life, you all, because mind you, they have taken our land. They're trying to do everything they can do to eliminate us. And then after they got the land, they found the oil. Then after it came that oil, they found that oil was up under that land. Then it was by any means necessary. I mean, but wait till we start finding some of our ancestors and they got these whole oil refineries and these oil plants sitting on some of your ancestors' land. And while they done knocked us off and poisoned us and done everything and created diseases, so forth and so on, to actually, I mean, man, this has got to stop, man. We don't have no justice at all. And it's a sad thing to actually endure, to actually see, to actually watch our children die in the streets and nobody trying to say nothing, like I say, man, I don't understand some of these things, but, I'm here to do all I can do to help you all. And like, I don't know everything, I'm learning as I'm going. I've been going and learning and going, because I, understand the gist of the mission, you all, so, and that was the most important thing to me, like I said, I don't have it all together. I'm going and learning and going, and I'm proud to do that. I'm not ashamed to do it either, and this is the duty that all of us should do, that we should all be a part of. It ain't necessarily got to be nothing of this magnitude, but something. I mean, to speak up for some kind of change, because this is the action of Christ. We are the church. It ain't the building. It's the people. The Holy Spirit dwells within us, and it's our duty to teach the next person. So, and that's all that I'm trying to do. May all my bad experiences be a learning lesson for somebody. May they be able to learn from the things that I did wrong. So I'm an expert at failure. I done failed a lot of times, failed enough to tell a person, look, that ain't gonna work. That part. So, I have enough experience in that. I thank everybody who joined me, and everybody who watching me grow and participate in my growth. I appreciate that. If you all enjoyed the video, please like and share. Please subscribe. I can't do it without, you all's help. I can't do it alone. I can do my part though, and I'm up for that challenge. And I do somebody else's part if I can, and when they throw me in there, I'm going in there. I'm already ready, so, and that's what I've been doing, trying to prepare myself for the next stage, the next level of whatever we have going, when it comes to reparation, our people, cleaning up our communities, whatever it may be, you all, that we all need to be involved with that. We are the body. We are the people, That's all I had to say tonight. I ain't want to tarry too long, but like I said again, you all, he had everything he needed to complete the mission. He had the dog, and he did not use it. It was more like a pension celebration, pretty much, you all, to me. So, like I said, that's all I really want to say. And I'm pleased and thankful that God allowed me to be able to deliver this message tonight. So you all sleep very well. Enjoy yourselves. Prayerfully tomorrow I have a chance to come on and give y'all a little bit of something, chilling you all. So to God be the glory. Thank you again. Good night. Have an awesome weekend, you all. God Christ gang. Peace. We out. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you.